Welcome, guys. Welcome everyone to our Youth Opportunities Group session today. Now, we do, as always, have a great lineup for you guys. So I will go through the schedule and everything with yourself and what we're going to be doing for the next hour or so, and just a bit of etiquette, really. So I'll just cover this with yourself. My colleague Sadia is going to be controlling all the slides for us, so I'm hoping everything should run smoothly. Sadia, if you can move to the next slide for me, please, so I can just mention about today's schedule. Right, guys. First and foremost, just wanted to say, obviously, we've got, quite a few people coming on board. There's many partners that we work with under the umbrella of Youth Promise Plus project itself. A lot of you guys may have been referred by the Job Centre, come through promotion through our Facebook or even the Birmingham City Council website itself. Now, however you may have joined us today, I'm hoping, we've got something for yourselves anyway, whether you're a graduate, whether you're on furlough, or if you've lost your job, or if you just wanted to find out about becoming job ready, overcoming health issues. We will go through all this with yourself. Now, first and foremost, you'll get an introduction from myself regarding what we do in Birmingham City Council with the Work Ready team for Youth Promise Plus, and we also have Solihull partners as well, what they do for anyone that's living in Solihull or North Solihull, as we call it, Chelmsley Wood these days. Okay, I already mentioned about Job Centre coming on board as well. Now, it's Kickstart program. It's pretty new, and every day I'm learning something new as well from my colleagues, Alison and Yasmin, who will come on to give you a briefing on that. Right, Princess Trust, who is our close partner, is Georgia, who will be coming on board today to mention about what they have to offer. The other thing I was going to mention as well, University Hospital. I know I put this on there. My colleague Peter is supposed to come on board, but unfortunately he can't make it today. So I will cover a little bit, but I'm sure Georgia will go through what Princess Trust do with them as well, because they work very closely with anyone looking to go into clinical roles, really, and she can tell you a bit more with that. Now, it's always great to talk to Harry and his colleagues who are coming on board from Digital Innovators. So if you guys are IT savvy, or even if you're not, if you're a graduate, you're looking for programs, Harry can tell you about how you can get onto these IT courses with them. Now, in the end, obviously, we will have question and answer sessions as well to close the session of today. And so please, look, we want this session to be interactive. So if you've got any questions, my colleague Kuldeep will be looking at this, so you can put this in the chat box. If you go to the next slide for me, please, Sadia, I'll just go through how Microsoft Teams works, because a lot of people might be new and may not know how to use it. So if you're using a phone, if you just tap on the screen in the middle, it will come up with a little speech bubble on the top right-hand side with a question mark. Now you can click on this and use just like WhatsApp. You can write obviously any queries that you might have for me or any of my colleagues, or partners will be coming on board, talking about what they have to offer. Right, if it's on a laptop, you can move your cursor around, and you will get the speech bubble up on the right-hand side, in the middle, with a question mark, and you can, ask questions on there as well. So, like I said, no questions are going to be hard or difficult for us to answer. If we cannot answer them today, please know we can email you back. Okay, so thank you very much. Sadia, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. As always, it's like a classroom, really. So when teachers, I'm not telling you guys off. I'm sure we're all adults here. But look, please keep it clean, because, like I said, my colleague will be monitoring it. So just please do obviously observe the efficacy of this session today. So if there is anything that's not appropriate, you can be dismissed from the group. Okay, right, Sadia, if you can go to the next slide. Well, as always, technology isn't great when it comes to working from home for us. So if you feel as though the sound's breaking up, or even if you lose connection and you want to join back in, please note, you can note this down, but my colleague Kuldeep will put it in the chat box for you as well. Okay, our email address is yog@birmingham.gov.uk, or you can always go on our website www.birmingham.gov.uk/YPP sign up. Okay, so please keep a note of this just in case you lose connection. And I'll remind you as we go along through this session today on how you can get in touch with us. And if you need to leave early, for example, please drop an email and we can always get back to you. And another thing as well, we do have a YouTube channel where you can review this video all over again. Again, my colleague Kuldeep can send you that on the chat box itself today. So please be mindful of what we mentioned on the chat box. Please keep it clean. Thank you very much. Sadi, if you can move to the next slide for me, please. Now, before we go any further, a lot of you guys might be here for a reason, and the main reason is to get you into work. You know, if you don't feel as though you're job ready, please, don't worry. We mentioned how you can get that support to become job ready. For those guys who are ready, who probably have the CSCS card and want to go into construction, because that is the biggie right now in Birmingham and around Midlands, really, because of the high-speed rail coming on board and many other structures going up. I mean, I used to always go on about the Moda Tower, which is the tallest tower outside of London. But I hear there's another plan for another taller tower in Birmingham. So, and because of COVID-19, I know a lot of other jobs sectors may have been, closing in terms of retail, for example, but construction, seriously, it's rife in Birmingham. And we'll tell you how you can get on board to get that CSCS card, or if you're looking for, I don't know, Cat Jenny or some plant work licensing machinery experience, we will tell you this as well. All right, later on. These are the vacancies. I put down hot jobs just because these vacancies come through very recently from my colleague Kuldeep. There's one for those who feel they're job ready in terms of having a CSCS card and something about themselves. Okay, so we've got construction apprenticeship painter decorator, £13.50 to £16 an hour on that one, and you've got welfare operative, a cleaner within construction sites. So if you got a CSCS card and some experience, it's just because obviously you need a card to be on a construction site, all right? But these vacancies come regularly. That's the only reason I put these on for you. If you're a graduate joining us today, please know that we do have graduate opportunities coming on board. Just recently, Balfour Beatty Vinci, if you guys are aware, Google it. It's one of the biggest construction companies you'll find in the world. They recruited some admin officers to go and work for them on Broad Street in Brindley Place. There were many others, like, for example, lab technicians. Look, you don't have to have a science degree or anything, BSc aspect. All you needed was 3 GCSEs, including maths and English, and a driving license, and we had 7 people go into that position just not too long ago. These positions are continuously coming, so please be mindful. I know I'm talking about construction here, but we've got other positions coming on board as well. Okay, and Kickstart opportunities that are coming on board, Alison and Yasmin will tell you about too. So, stick around with us, and you will never find a project like this with so many opportunities under one umbrella within the Midland area. I can tell you that at this current moment. Right, Sadi, if you can move to the next slide for me, please. Well, quickly, I wanted to mention what we do. Myself, Kuldeep and Sadi, we work on the Work Ready team in Birmingham with Birmingham City Council. I know because of COVID-19, we're working from home. Normally, you would see us out and about. We can come and visit you. Even now, by the way, overcoming obviously lockdown, there are provisions in place for us to complete a risk assessment, and then if worse comes to worse, we can come and see you guys out there, where to give you that one-to-one support with social distancing in place, obviously, or day savers, for example. I've even got almost 40 to 50 masks in all different sizes, small, medium, or large, hand stitched by some of our volunteers for you guys. So if you're going into work and you need this sort of support, please get in touch with us. All right. Okay, right. What we can do, if you can send us your CV and you need to look through it and just get your job ready, if you need a little bit of support with interview techniques or even job search, we can provide that for you and get you out there for an interview or a job. Okay, now if you've got some health and other personal issues, especially mental health issues, we recently had Better Pathways give presentation just not too long ago. Now they've come on board recently, where they can provide up to 3 months of support, trying to help you to overcome any sort of mental health issues that you might have. So please get in touch with us, and we will work with you really to see if we can get you out there. And if we can't, as I said to yourself, we've got College Prince's Trust that are going to come on board, and we've got Birmingham Career Service and Birmingham Youth Service that also work with people from 16 to the age of 25. Whereas we on Youth Promise Plus, we can go up to 29. Okay, so as I said to you, look, you'll find everything under this one umbrella to get you out there to find a job or training. Right, Sadia, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Right, guys, look, a lot of you guys might be anxious about sorry, if you can move back one slide. Thank you. Just wanted to mention about COVID-19. I know we've gone under lockdown again until 2nd of December, possibly extended further. But obviously there are sectors still that are open, and there are sectors still out there recruiting for people to go and work for them. All right, and we've got employers that are looking as well. Now, again, if you're anxious about traveling, I'll give you a little bit more information regarding how we have colleagues from Solihull who can help anyone living in the B postcode, basically, with independent travel training. But I'll go through that with you in just a few minutes time. Interview techniques. If you look on the bottom right-hand side, a lot of the employers are doing virtual interviews, just like you've joined me today. Okay, they might give you a group session where they'll give you the information regarding the vacancy, and then they'll invite you back through Teams or Zoom or many other platforms that are available for you to do interviews over virtually, really. Okay, again, look, we've got expertise and we've got experience ourselves. I myself over 15 years of working within the welfare to work sector, and hopefully we can give you that little guidance that you need. Okay, thank you, Sadia. The next slide, please. Guys, just wanted to mention as well, I know we mentioned about the YouTube channel we have. If you feel as though you just wanted some information regarding what Birmingham City Council can offer, or if you would just want signposting, we do have blogs that go onto our Birmingham Youth Promise Plus bulletin site. Okay, so again, Kuldeep can put this in the chat box for you guys if you want to quickly go and have a look at that. We regularly update this with vacancies that come on board, with even any important information regarding training as well that goes on board as well. Right, thank you, Taria. Next slide, please. So I've just briefly mentioned about Solihull independent travel training. I know it's under lockdown now, but just like virtually what we're doing at this current moment, if you live in an area of Birmingham, but you wanted to travel to the other side and you're anxious and you're not sure, you're worried and concerned about, how you would travel in the public transport, our colleagues from Solihull can help you with that. Okay, so again, please drop us an email or even go onto our website, and we should be able to pass your details on. They can also help you with travel tickets, which is only for buses at this current moment. All right, so it's National Express travel tickets for buses, and they will go through the route planner with yourself using, I'm assuming, Google Map, and virtually going through exactly how I'm doing, communicating with you through this. Okay, so if I can just go to the next slide, I just wanted to give you some of the names of the guys that are working there, just so if you want to familiarize yourself with likes of Amber, Anna, Vicky, and Sarah. And there's also my colleague Saeed in Solihull, who goes out to look for vacancies for yourselves as well. Okay, so these are the guys that will be contacting you if you're interested in going through independent travel training. But also these are the same guys that work on this Youth Promise Plus project, just like me, Sergeant Kuldeep, delivering and helping guys that live in North Solihull. Okay, so they do have a job shop in Chelmsley Wood Shopping Centre, but unfortunately, obviously due to COVID-19, it is closed at this present moment. But they can contact you over the phone, email, or like this, through Zoom or Microsoft Teams. So these guys can give you the same support on Youth Promise Plus for anyone living in the Solihull B postcode. Okay, thank you, Talia. Quickly, just before we move on, just in case you missed it, our email address is yog@birmingham.gov.uk and the www.birmingham.gov.uk/YPP sign up. So these are the two ways you can contact us, guys, if you need to. All right, so Kuldeep, please put those details in the chat box for us again. Thank you all. Without further ado, I'm hoping I've given you enough information of what we do on Youth Promise Plus for Birmingham City Council. I'm going to pass you on to my colleagues from Job Centre to talk about Kickstart program. So Alison or Yasmin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Abdul. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to have the chance to talk to you. My name's Alison, as Abdul says. I work for the Department for Work and Pensions in the Employer and Partnership team, and I'm currently working on a programme you might have heard about, which is called Kickstart. The Kickstart scheme is a 6-month paid job with a local employer, which is funded by the government. It's going to provide fully funded opportunities for yourselves to get experience of working for someone. The details of Kickstart were announced by Rishi Sunak, who's the Chancellor of the Exchequer, this summer, and it's expected that the programme is going to offer in the end thousands of job opportunities over the next couple of years. And to show their commitment to Kickstart, the government has already set aside £2 million worth of money to fully fund those positions with businesses and employers across the United Kingdom. Jobs from Kickstart will be open to young people looking for work between the ages of 16 to 24. And it'll be open to those people that are claiming universal credit and could potentially be at risk of long-term unemployment. So a little bit about how it's going to work. Employers who are interested in taking part in Kickstart will share the details of the jobs with the job centre, and the work coaches in the job centre will be able to match their customers to these vacancies. They'll do this as part of their work search review appointments, which, as you probably know, are being conducted on the phone or in some cases face-to-face in the job centre. And they will send the details out in the journals to customers that are interested. Candidates would then need to apply for the Kickstart vacancies, and if successful, would be invited by the employer for a job interview. So it's going to be like a proper recruitment process, really. The employer would then select who they want to take on. The government will fund the opportunities for 6 months at the national minimum wage for 25 hours per week, and they'll also pay the associated employer national insurance contributions and any other employer minimum automatic enrolment contributions. What we're hoping is that having this job opportunity is going to give young people like yourself some real valuable paid working experience, in addition to building on your confidence and skills, which is going to make it possible for you to move into work when the 6 months comes to an end. If during the 6 months you were to find long-term work with another employer, so you get another job offer, this would be a great outcome. We'd see this really positively, as it hopefully will have meant that Kickstart's played its part in moving someone forward faster. Whilst on the scheme, the employer, or what we call the Kickstart Gateway organisation, would also be there to provide some ongoing support to young people, for example, mentoring support. Anyone that's interested in an opportunity, a job opportunity through Kickstart, will need to make sure they've got a really good CV prepared, as the employer will want to see this. So it's really important, if you're interested in this, that you make sure your CV is good to go. If you haven't already, I'd recommend that you get someone to cast a critical eye over your CV. Your CV is your passport into work, and there might be some small changes that you could make to your CV to show your skills and abilities and previous experience in a more positive or better way. You can get your work coach in the job centre to help you with this, or any of the organisations involved in Youth Promise Plus. Additionally, you might want to contact the National Careers Service, and you can do this either online by visiting the nationalcareers.service.gov.uk, or by booking a consultation by phoning them on 0121 296 5550 or 0800 100 900. I'm just going to repeat the details as I do think it's really important. So for help with your CV, you could contact the National Careers Service, and you can do this either online by visiting nationalcareers.service.gov.uk, or by booking a consultation by phoning them directly on 0121 296 5550 or 0800 100 900. You can also find out more about the Kickstart scheme on gov.uk or at the Job Help site. And I can see that there's a slide that Abdul's put up signposting you to Job Help. You'll be able to see some more promotional material here, including a link to a video So you just Google gov.uk, you can put Kickstart in the search box, or Google job help, which is one word, and look at the section on help for under the 25s. So just a bit of a recap to give you some key points again about Kickstart. This is a 6-month paid job opportunity for 16 to 24-year-olds, which the government is providing full funding for. You can access the job opportunities if you're claiming universal credit. You'll be referred to them through your work coach. You'll talk through all the details and the range of Kickstart job opportunities available, and they will send those details through the online journal. The details that you get through the journal you use to apply for the job opportunity, and that would hopefully lead to you being invited to attend a job interview. It's also worth mentioning that you can apply for more than one at a time. So there's a couple that you're interested in, go for it, apply for more than one. The first 6-month cohort has started. It started in November this year, at the beginning of November. It's expected that the scheme in its entirety is going to run until summer of 2022. So the last 6-month cohort will start in November 2021. In other words, if you don't have the opportunity to start this year, then there'll be other opportunities next year. You need to get your CV ready, and I've given you some signposting of where you can get some support with that, and also the details of the National Careers Service who can help you. We've had an awful lot of interest from employers already who are keen to employ young people through the Kickstart scheme in a wide variety of jobs and sectors. So please keep in contact with your work coach and look out for these great opportunities that are coming your way. So that's about it from me. If there are any questions, obviously put them on the chat, or happy to take some questions at the end. Thanks, Abdul.
Hi guys. Well, no, thank you very much, Alison. Right, I hope the information you've got there is enough for you to be interested and to ask your work coach, obviously, regarding this using your UC journal. Now, for those guys who feel as though they want to join the Kickstart, now we're not promoting for you to join Universal Credit, but if you feel as though you're interested and you're not on any benefit, or you're in need, not in education or employment, please do talk to us. Drop us a line, so drop us an email, and we'll get back to you and see if we can help you. But seriously, what Alice had to mention there, as well as we spoke to our colleague Yasmin as well there, and the job centres that are near you, whichever job centre you might be assigned to, the work coaches can also advise you on this as well for those guys who are claiming universal credit. Right, guys. Sorry, I'm just going to pass you on to Georgia. I'm sure she's anxiously waiting to join us. Hello, Georgia, are you there?
Hi, Abdul. Hi, everyone else
Hi,
who's speaking at the YP.
Hi, it's been a while, hasn't it, since you've last joined us before?
It has been a while. Yes, I've missed joining these calls. Hi, everybody that's on the call. Hi, Abdul. Hi, everybody who's on the call, and hi to the participants as well. Thank you so much for coming onto this call. Like Abdul and the others have said, there's so many opportunities under the Youth Promise Plus project, and the Prince's Trust is a major partner of this, so I'm just going to talk you through some of the Prince's Trust opportunities with you. So hi, I'm Georgia. I'm one of the Prince's Trust youth workers based here in Birmingham. I work with young people from across Birmingham and Solihull, and occasionally young people from the West Midlands as well. So who is the Prince's Trust? So if you go to the next slide for me. So the Prince's Trust has been around for 43 years and was set up by Prince Charles. Prince Charles is our patron, and he basically set up the Prince's Trust as a way of getting young people into business. Over the 43 years, we've expanded on our employability courses. We've got work experience partnerships with like HSBC, lots of different partners, different things like that. And we're mainly there to help support you get into your next step. So if you're aged between 11 and 30, the Prince's Trust is there to support you. We have school programmes, and again, we run courses in our centre. During this pandemic, we are running a lot of courses at home and on the virtual space. meaning that you don't have to come into the centre and just join via your phone or laptop, which is great. Whether you're a graduate, whether you're on furlough, whether you've been made redundant, or whether you're just simply trying to figure out your next steps or boost your confidence, we're here to support you alongside the Job Centre to help you get into work, education or further training, okay? I'd like to go on to the next slide, please, Sadia. If you're not too sure about our support of the Prince's Trust or want to learn a little bit more than just what I'm telling you on this call, you can head over to our website, which is featured there, so www.princes-trust.org.uk, where you can get a whole host of free resources, videos and inspirational stories from our young people. It's available and online for everybody, so you don't have to be in the age range to access those support mechanisms online. We've also got a jobs board and a wellbeing and career advice service on there as well. So please do take a look and, you know, see if the Prince's Trust is right for you. Next slide, please. We have a whole host of digital and face-to-face courses we're running at the moment. Our face-to-face courses, so the ones that happen in our centre, are very limited at the moment and are working within a COVID restriction, so smaller groups, social distancing, all of that. One of the courses that we are doing face-to-face is team program. Team isn't featured on the slide there, but that's because we're still trying to work out the logistics of you know, doing it in a very COVID safe way. But basically what it is a 12-week personal and social development program that allows 11 young people to get to know each other, get work experience, learn employability skills and just be inspired and come out the other side more confident. It's a really great program for anybody just coming out of college or anyone just trying to figure out their next steps and wants a bit more social interaction. Another thing that we're offering, and you can see this on the slide there, is Virtual Explore. So our Explore program is usually in our centre. We'd usually have young people in twice a week. Unfortunately, we're unable to do that at the moment. So what we've done, we've made everything digital. So we've put all of our sessions online and we have an induction where you come and meet the group of young people you might be going on these sessions with. And then you have 1 or 2 sessions a week on different themes. So one could be on CVs, one could be on building positive relationships. Another one could be run by our partners at Apple, different things like that, okay? So it's a really good course to go on, and generally we tend to put our young people on that before they move on to anything else to try and get that foundation of employability. Sort of similar to the stuff they were mentioning before about Kickstart, you know, getting your CV and everything perfect before taking on those roles, okay? The next one along, we have Virtual Get Started. And those Get Started can be a range of themes. So we've actually got to get started with creative design, creative thinking in December coming up. We've had Get Started with social media. Again, these are all online, but they're a little bit longer, so maybe 3 to 5 days, helping improve your skills, popping something on your CV and just giving you better insight into different industries, okay? We also have lots of mentoring. So my job as a youth worker is to mentor you and kind of guide you to your next steps. So we do action planning, we do individual sessions. If you don't feel comfortable in a group session, I can definitely do one-to-ones with you, different things like that. It'll be over Microsoft Teams or over phone call. We also have our Get Hired events. So these are pretty much every month. And our Get Hired events usually feature potential employers or specialist talks from companies to let you know about the different roles in industries. The main feature of our Get Hired is the practice mock interview. So you get the chance to have a mock interview with a corporate volunteer and they get to give you live feedback. Because what we've noticed is young people don't get feedback from job applications and interviews, and that's what we're trying to bring to that course, okay? Another thing that's ongoing and has been consistently the same throughout the pandemic has been our enterprise and small business self-employment program, okay? This again is delivered online, but the main feature about this is that you get mentoring to help set up your small business. And we also offer pots of funding for those that are potentially going to launch their business with the Prince's Trust. If you want more information, please just visit our website about that, okay? The last thing that I really wanted to mention for you guys is development awards. So the Youth Promise Plus already does a great package in terms of, like, you know, travel, different things like that. You can find out more about that on the website. The Prince's Trust can basically give funding to any young person between the ages of 16 and 30 who have proof that they have a positive outcome. So whether you've got a job, going into further training, or going back into education, we can provide you with funding for bus travel, uniform, DBS checks, anything that you might need that is an obstacle about getting into that job. Okay, so we can help fund you with that, and you don't even have to work with the Prince's Trust, you just have to be eligible. Okay. If you'd like to move on to the next slide for me. And the newest thing and the last thing that I want to kind of bring in here, and it's great because I think our next speaker is going to be talking about this further, is our NHS clinical courses. Okay, so we have a mixture of virtual and face-to-face courses running at the moment. The most popular one, and the one that we're constantly working with, is Get Started with Health and Social Care. So Get Started with Health and Social Care is run on a monthly basis like the Get Hired, and basically it brings in employers in the health and social care industry to kind of talk to you, maybe even have like a mini interview with you and kind of boost your confidence and show you how to apply for those certain roles. We've got a great partnership with UHB where we are running programs. I think it's maybe every couple of months. And what that is, it's a mixture of face-to-face and virtual. So you'd go and do your week's training face-to-face and then do the rest of the applications, different things like that virtually. And what that means is that we can open your eyes and your kind of career aspirations to clinical roles that are coming out, especially in this pandemic as well. It's a great industry to get employed into as well. Lots of things you'll get support with is mock interviews, infection control, and different things like that. So I think the message really I'm just trying to get across is just sign up to YPP and just explore all your options. It's a great time to really discover your next steps and figure out what you're going to do starting next year. Thanks, Abdul.
Thank you, Georgia. Well, I'm hoping a lot of you guys would have taken a lot from this. Like I said to you before, Prince's Trust has a lot to offer, not just with Youth Promise Plus, self-employment being one of them. If you're interested, I'm sure George has covered this as well. Again, drop us an email regarding any of this, and hopefully we should be able to give you some more information and get you in touch with Prince's Trust. Right, next we have Peter on board from University Hospital Birmingham.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Pete and I'm an educator over at University Hospitals Birmingham in the Learning and Development Department, of which we have the Learning Hub, and the Learning Hub is part of the hospital training system. But when I say hospital, there's 4 hospitals within University Hospitals Birmingham. We have the Queen Elizabeth, we have Heartlands, we have Good Hope, and we have Solihull. And that's an awful lot of staff and an awful lot of opportunities for people just like yourself. We have about 20,000 staff. We have a lot of volunteers. We're always looking for new, interesting, creative people from across the board to come in and, you know, begin at the beginning of their careers and develop and move on and make the hospital come alive with your potential, the potential we know you've got, and the potential that you want to use because it's there. So we've been running since about 2003 originally. I joined in 2005. In that time, we've had thousands and thousands of people get jobs. You get from the courses we offer what you put into the courses that you go on to. So the more you pay attention, the more you do for yourself, the more you let us support you, the more success you get, and the lessons that you learn will be lessons that you can use again and again and again for the we're doing this training in NHS awareness, so that will cover things like NHS careers. A lot of people, for instance, will think that what you normally do is it's doctors, nurses, maybe a porter. Actually, there's hundreds of jobs in the NHS. Some of them are available for you to begin ASAP. Obviously, you have to apply and go through the procedures. But yeah, they're there for you at band 2, and that's the band we work at. Beginning, so you bring the potential, you bring whatever skills and qualities you've got, and then we help you with the rest. And so in, 30 years, when I'm long since retired and potentially very old, I hope, you'll be kind of around the same age as I am now, doing what you do very, very well. So we do online training packages at the moment because of the COVID situation. Oh, and I should add, by the way, we also work with Prince's Trust, as Georgia just said, to offer get into hospital training. And what we're doing, what I'm talking about next, will be part of that. So what we do is online training for 12 weeks. So you'll get a mixture of training and you'll get support too. The training covers things like NHS careers, the multitude of different jobs out there, to make sure that you make the right choice for you. We do things like the NHS application form. We do interview skills. We do job descriptions and person specifications, but we also do communication too, because obviously we need your communication to be as good as it can possibly get and to reflect who you are, because who you are is a very important part of getting a job. For instance, in our training, we do those areas, but we also have pastoral support, and the pastoral support will be a person just like myself, for instance, talking to you about any kind of things that are happening in your life that might be progressing you moving forward. I might be finding out the things that you've been through our training, but you don't quite understand or have remembered everything. So I'll be going through that with you. I'll be doing lots of mock interviews to make sure that you're not only comfortable with being online, but that you're also really comfortable with just talking about yourself, knowing who you are. That's what most of what I'm going to be talking to you about is. The necessity to do your homework so you know what you're talking about, but the necessity of knowing who you are too. Because when you know who you are, you can relax and show that to other people and show them that you've done some homework. And that makes you stand out way beyond the competition. And it is a competitive world nowadays, so you do have to do very well. But that's not hard work. It can be simple as well. You just have to put some energy into it. So we do all that. We do the mentoring support. We help you with any kind of interviews that are coming up. I just do mock interviews all the time anyway for people to get them also comfortable with being interviewed online. Criteria wise, you really just need to be unemployed, to live in Birmingham and Solihull, preferably to have references that can cover the last 3 years, because in the NHS you have to have references in order to be able to be successfully go into jobs. But we can talk to you about these things one-to-one if you want to contact the Learning Hub afterwards. What else do we need? We also, we just need you to want to work with people and to want to work in healthcare and to have a genuine interest, a caring nature in working with people and developing yourself and just becoming a part of a much needed healthcare provision, which has never been needed more than right now, so that you can have a great working life that you enjoy and that makes you who you want to become, and you have job stability too. You have real job stability and a chance to progress within those jobs. The number's on the screen, but I'm going to put it in the chat box anyway, but it's 0121 371 8600. So my name's been Pete. I'm one of the educators you'll meet when you're here, and I'd love to meet you. So if you want to come along and have a chat or chat with us online or be part of the registration process, please do. We'd love to meet you. Okay, thank you very much.
Hey Harry, all right?
Hi, thanks Abdul. Yeah, thanks for everyone coming on the call. I'm Harry. I'm the Engagement and Delivery Manager at Digital Innovators. Also joining me on this presentation is Lamal. Lamal will kind of go into depth with who he is and what he's done, but Lamal's actually was in the same situation as all you guys watching this back in September. And I'll introduce him in a little while after I kind of introduce the program as a whole. But yeah, so we're Digital Innovators. We recent winners of Solihull Business of the Year. We're only a small company. We've only been going for about 4 years now. However, what we're set up to do is to help young people like yourselves and really drive them into finding their kind of true selves and the true calling, and eventually leading them into not just employment, but fulfilling employment, which I think is the main thing that we do miss in a lot of circumstances. So Sajid, if you can just move on to the next slide for us, please. Or the one after that, even. Great stuff. Yeah, so who are digital innovators? Well, so we were set up about 4 years ago, and what we're kind of there to do is bridge the gap between employers' demands and needs, and kind of not the failures of the education system, but the skills that we're kind of not taught throughout university, throughout college, throughout school. And these tend to be areas that we typically call employable skills. However, we sometimes find it hard to kind of define. So we're talking about here communication skills, critical thinking, design thinking. And what we do is we take you through a program of various workshops in which you actually get taught by not teachers, not lecturers, but business professionals from all sorts of different avenues, as Lamar will kind of go down shortly. And within this, you're taught these skills that you often really lack, purely because we're not taught them. So we often have the technical skills. So we may have university degrees or college certificates or BTECs, etc., which show that we have these skills. But the thing that we're really actually missing is the kind of aspects of communication and collaboration, which really push us into being very employable people. So what our program is you go through this course of 13 weeks, which is completely free. You are able to actually continue the program as well on universal credit, which is something to bear in mind. And once you go through the 3-week program, you are actually placed onto direct work experience projects with employers. These employers range from current ones with University Hospitals Birmingham, in which they're creating VR simulations, to marketing marketing strategies with big corporations such as BNP Paribas, and also more social awareness programs like with West Midlands Police. And once you actually deliver these projects over the course of 8 to 10 weeks, is that our aim is that you impress them so much with your skills and your you show them what you're really worth, is that you actually end up being employed by said employer or by an alternate employer that we put you in touch with. That is kind of it. As a brief summary, I'd kind of just like to, if we can just move on to the next slide, Sadia. I just want to kind of introduce Lamal to kind of talk through his experiences, because I think that they speak a lot louder than just me. So over to you, Lamal.
Yeah, thanks for that, Harry. So yeah, my name is Lamar. A brief background about myself. I studied at the University of Birmingham, graduated with a degree in economics recently. And since my graduation, I've been finding it really difficult to find the right graduate scheme for me. And I'm sure a lot of you are in the same situation, especially in the current climate. So when I came across the Digital Innovators Programme, I saw it as a way to increase my employability skills. So currently I am 7 weeks into the programme, and it really is going great. So for the first 4 weeks, we had a series of daily workshops. These were based around building up a lot of our soft skills, so skills that weren't necessarily trained during university. So skills in persuasion, negotiating, project management, presentation. The list really was endless. Not only this, but we had a lot of motivational content. And as you can imagine, applying for loads of jobs, getting loads of rejections, I wasn't in a great space mentally. So the motivational content really did help to uplift my spirits, and it really helped me better myself. So since the workshops, we actually had the opportunity to work with an employer. So our course was separated into 3 separate groups, and each group actually works with different employers. So our group was fortunate enough to partner with the West Midlands Combined Authority alongside the Birmingham City Council. So far, it really is going great. Our project objective is to increase the awareness of skills programs within the UK. So as you can imagine, it really is a significant project that will help a lot of people. Not only is the opportunity given me great experience working within a professional environment. It also gave me great exposure to employers and allowed me to build up my network. So it really is going good. And I really would encourage you all to sign up, because I've learned so much about myself, developed myself a lot of my skills, and learned a lot about other people. I'm also able to develop a lot of the skills that were idle during lockdown, as you can imagine. So alongside that, I like to highlight that the mentors that you have really are effective. So we have Pete Cripps. He was a software architect, so he's been working in the tech industry for over 35 years, and most recently he worked for IBM. Then you have Mick. He was a program director at BT, and I think he specialized in strategy and operations. And then we have Kim, who's worked in the financial services industry for over 30 years as well. So you can see between them, they have extensive experience within a range of industries, and they really are great mentors. And it really has been amazing to learn off them. Not only do they guide you and support you through the process, they also support you in your personal life. So I've learned a lot from them, and I'm eager to learn a lot more from them. So yeah, I really do. I want to encourage you all to sign up. I've learned a lot. I haven't even finished yet, so I really think it will benefit you all. So yeah, I'll pass it back to Harry.
Right, cheers for that, Lamal. Yeah, so like I said, it kind of pays just to listen to experiences rather than get me to try and sell it to you all. And as you kind of saw in the background there with the actual cycle of the presentation itself, is that there's so many other experiences of other people where they've often felt quite lost in what they do. They don't have much direction. They don't necessarily, they've come out of whatever formal education it may be, or whatever previous job they've had. And a lot of the time when we are unemployed and we're struggling, is that we often lack direction, which means that a lot of what we're doing becomes quite diluted, and we're not very focused on it a lot or motivated. And that's what we really hope to do, is to find those lost people, give them the skills that they've lost, that they've never really found within themselves, or they've lost because of whatever reason, and really drive them into these projects where they can get this work experience, they can really enhance these soft skills, and eventually land these jobs that a lot of the time that they wouldn't actually ever dream of doing. So basically, all I really want to offer you guys is what we do as a main part of the program is we psychometrically test and analyze each of the students that come onto the program itself. So this course is open to 18 to 24-year-olds. Anyone that is on Universal Credit can come on it. You don't need to be on Universal Credit to also join the course. And you can fire us over an email, info@digitalinnovators.co.uk. And we're offering everyone a free webinar where we can go through this psychometric questionnaire, and you receive a free report in which we can actually go through the testing with you. The course itself, the next cohort of the course, starts on the 26th of November, so just under 2 weeks from now. Please, if you have any questions, fire away to that email, and I'll be in touch straight away, or Pete or Mick, who Lamal stated before, will be in touch about the opportunities that we have. And if there's any questions surrounding like what projects are on offer this year and who you can be really working with, then please don't hesitate to ask. Yeah, back over to you, Abdul. Thanks a lot for letting us speak again.
Okay, Sadia. Now, obviously, it's a question and answer session, so I'm hoping there's been a few questions that you might be able to ask any of us guys, whether it's Peter, Harry.
Hi, Abdul. Thank you to everyone who's joined us. There has been a few questions that we've had. I think, sorry, there was a question for Harry, but he's actually just covered it. And that was, do you have to be unemployed, or can someone be working part-time and also access the courses with Digital Innovators?
Right.
Okay. Well, for anyone who's asked the questions, we will just reply back to your emails. So if you want to just drop us an email, we can forward you any information for the questions that you asked, and we can forward you on to any of the organisations that have come on today.
Right. Okay. So as I've mentioned before as well, obviously there's plenty of questions that have been put forward today. and we will get them answered for you, and we'll email them individually to your email inboxes. And this video will be available on YouTube channel. The link has been put through on the chat box, and again, we can put this out to you guys on an email as well. Okay, so you'll get the full session today on our YouTube. Okay, Sadia and Kuldeep, thank you very much, and thank you to everyone else who joined us. And email address is yog@birmingham.gov.uk, or you can actually visit our website www.birmingham.gov.uk/sign up. Okay, right, well, you've got that on the screen, and thank you for attending today to you guys, and thank you to our guests as well. Okay, right.